President Trump, firing back at his predecessor in a heavyweight war of words. It began when Barack Obama this weekend used a speech to college graduates. He took a subtle but unmistakable and very public swipe at President Trump's handling of this pandemic.
This pandemic has finally torn back the curtain on the idea that so many of the folks in charge know what they're doing. A lot of them aren't even pretending to be in charge.
President Trump arrived back at the White House a short time ago. He talked to reporters and offered a very brief response.
Look, he was an incompetent president. That's all I can say. Grossly incompetent. Thank you.
NBC's Monica Alba joins us from the White House. Hey, Monica, this is the second time in just over a week that we've heard President Obama criticize the president, once in that tape of a call with supporters and then yesterday. I get the sense that this is not the end of this, right?
Likely not, Joshua. I think that's a fair bet and way of putting it. We have heard the president continually tout what he calls Obamagate in recent weeks, which is an unfounded conspiracy theory that he, his campaign, and his allies continue to spread, trying to raise questions about how President Obama may have been involved in the origins of the Russia investigation, of which there is no evidence. And that's important because as we pivot away from the health crisis and see the president focus more on his re-election hopes for November, that's something we have seen dialed up. But it was notable to see former President Barack Obama say those things a week ago privately to some Obama alumni and then publicly to those graduates, all while taking a somewhat subtle tone in the sense that he is not naming the current occupant of the White House. We're not hearing him specifically call out President Trump, but it's unmistakable what he is referring to there. And then you saw today on the lawn when the president was asked about that, he didn't address the comments specifically. Actually, it was interesting. He said he hadn't seen them, which is a little bit suspicious given this president's consumption of news and the fact that this has been in the headlines for the better part of 24 hours. But the president maintained he hadn't seen what his predecessor had said, and once a reporter informed him of what it was, that's when he called him grossly incompetent, but did not expand on that at all. The White House is also pushing back, saying that the current president, his handling of the coronavirus pandemic is, in their eyes, stellar, has saved lives, and that he will continue to do so. But it is worth noting that there used to be a sort of unwritten rule that you don't criticize a sitting president. Of course, this president has always been taking aim at his predecessor since before he was even president, when he was candidate Trump, of course, for many years. And now as the occupant in the White House, he has consistently called out Obama. But it's also worth noting that in these moments of national crises, sometimes you do see presidents of both parties come together there, set partisanship aside. That's not exactly what we're seeing here, Joshua.
Not at all. Thank you, Monica. That's NBC's Monica Alba joining us from the White House.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.